Hello and welcome to Sports Nerds episode 10. Woo! We made it to double digits, Philip. How do you feel?
Feel awesome, man.
I'm feeling pretty good myself. Mike should be here shortly, but right now it's me, Max, and the ever-present Philip Ford doing it up, Sports Nerd styly. You want to start us off? What do we got today?
For sure. So yeah, we'll start off and kind of let's see, what do we want to talk about? How about we talk about with Deflategate, so we can get a little more Tom Brady action going. Um, yeah, so it's interesting. So the report finally got finished this week. I'm not sure exactly what day. It might have been yesterday. And they basically said the two. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember their names. But basically, the two guys who set up the balls actually knew what they were doing, and it was intentional. That they actually underinflated the balls, as well as they couldn't definitively prove it, but they were 80 to 90% sure that Tom Brady knew about it and was involved in some way. Whether or not he actually did it or told them to do it, no one knows. So, what do you think about that, Max?
You know what? Catching the Patriots cheating to me is like, I don't know, breathing air. It's it's like they're gonna cheat. Of course they cheated. Everyone knew they cheated. I guess this is the nail in the coffin, the definitive evidence. But what are they gonna do? Keep them out of the Super Bowl next year? Like how do you punish them?
Yeah, so that's what's interesting about this is they don't appear to be punishing them at all. Um, that's what's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next few months because the NFL's already said they're not going to take away their Super Bowl. So obviously that means nothing. So then the question really is, does it just mean that there's going to have some extra NFL guys watching their equipment guys filling up the balls? Wait, nope, that's a PSI too short. Pump one more. Okay, now they can come out in the field. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, to me, what was more hilarious was the fact that Tom Brady wouldn't just say, sure, whatever, it may have happened. I did not have any intention to deal with it, rather than, this doesn't happen. What are you talking about? To me, I was like, that's just silly. Just go with it because no one cares about an underinflated ball. Because apparently, I didn't know that. I read an article as a result of this, and it said Aaron Rodgers, he likes his balls overinflated. Technically, that's also against the rules. And I was like, what?
He's cheating. Oh, it's overinflate gate. Oh, here we go again. Aaron Rodgers has been pumping up the balls for years. What are they going to do? Absolutely absurd. If there was some sort of punishment coming down the line, I think I'd be a little more interested just to see what they're going to do. I think like Tom Brady has to play with one arm tied behind his back or something like that. That would be really cool. Like think of something creative, and because the Patriots are always creative in how they cheat. I think the punishments should start getting creative too.
I like it.
Is that he's ready? All right, Mike should be here. Sign in, then. I don't know why you're messaging us.
Nice. So, how about the next thing we can talk about is McCoy's comments on Chip Kelly. So after the trade, LaShawn McCoy was a bit bitter and a bit upset, which is reasonable because he's originally from Pennsylvania. He went to school there. I think he grew up there, and he started his pro career there. So I imagine he probably thought, I'll be here the rest of my career. Then he gets traded for Kiko Alonso to the Bills and I think another player. I don't remember who. And recently this week, I think in the ESPN magazine, he made a comment basically saying, yeah, Chip Kelly gets rid of all the good players, especially the good black players. Which if you continue reading the article, he actually doesn't say anything else. He doesn't say that Chip Kelly's racist. He doesn't go out and blatantly state anything, but instead just kind of throws that out there for it to waft in the air to see how it smells. What's up, Max? You look like you got something to say.
Well, he's not wrong. I mean, Chip Kelly does get rid of an awful lot of black players. Hey, Mike, what's up?
What's happening, guys?
Yeah, we were just discussing LaShawn McCoy's statements towards Chip Kelly, and
that he's a racist.
Yeah, but because even though he replaces black players with black players,
yeah, and
he's still getting rid of black players.
Yeah, and then last time I checked, Nick Foles was white, and he got rid of him.
No, dude, Nick Foles is 1/16 black on his mom's side.
Well, that's it then. That's the smoking gun. It's official. He's a racist.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, and it was something I figured we should definitely just chit chat about because I think a lot of it had to do with hurt feelings, honestly, because I think he thought he was going to be there, and truth be told, like initially I thought it was a bad move, but then with the two running backs they were able to get in his place, I was like, that's pretty good because even if both of them only work 50%, as long as they alternate on 50% of their injuries, they're fine.
Yeah, you get two backs that probably will get the same production at half the price too. So
Yeah, very true.
Yep, that's what you always do, man. You fire the old guy, you get 2 or 3 young new guys to come in there, and they'll do it for for a third of the cost. That's just good business.
I like it,
that's
man.
good business.
All right. So now that you're
As a black person, I'm gonna say I get kind of tired of people like crying racism when there really isn't any. I mean, save it for when there actually is racism going on. Like, think about it before you open up your stupid mouth. Make sure it's actually racism, and then cry racism, please, because we're getting it's kind of affecting everybody.
Yeah.
yeah, you're not wrong, Max. So now that you've joined us, Mike, I figured we can talk a little bit about our teams and the NFL draft.
Yeah, how about that draft? That was an interesting draft. It was actually a little boring in my opinion. A lot of it went kind of according to plan, and but I liked the Browns picks a lot. I thought they filled a lot of holes, and I thought that there was no quarterback I think that they could have gotten this year in free agency or in the draft that would make a difference in what they have right now. So even if Brian Hoyer was still with the team, but I like Shelton and Irving in the first round. I really like Nate Orchard. They're all high character guys too, and then Duke Johnson, running back from Miami in the third. So I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was solid.
Interesting.
Yeah. What about you and Tampa? Right?
Yeah.
Famous Jameis.
Yes. I mean, me and Max were discussing this before, and I was like, so right now I'm going to give it a low B, like a B minus, with the potential of it suddenly becoming an A, because it's so hinged on him. Because I mean, a lot of the other players we draft fills holes and it'll make our offensive line better, but it's not magically going to make our team dramatically better. So we'll kind of have to see. But I like the offensive line because I think, especially a lot of the guys we drafted can switch. I mean, it's kind of like what you all drafted, actually. Guys that can switch positions, and that I think is a great benefit, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'm hoping my what's the right way to say this? My intuition on Jameis is correct. That he's basically immature like a child, and in which case you can fix that.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty funny, though, right after he got drafted, he took that picture with him holding crab legs.
No, that wasn't funny. Oh, my God. That's why he got called by the Buccaneers. Hi, how you doing? Can you take that off?
Yeah. That's like Johnny Manziel when he walked up and he was doing his money sign. It's like, you had to do it.
At least he didn't scream "fuck her" right in the pussy when he got drafted.
Oh, my God.
Would that have been too much?
That's probably why he didn't go. So he wouldn't say that. He knew he'd say it.
I thought the Broncos had a solid draft too. We shored up the defense. We got some key defensive players. Picked up a certain tight end from the Ohio State University. Hireman's out there doing some good work. Gonna catch some touchdown passes for Peyton Manning. Any other little outlet for Peyton Manning is money. So I'm hoping to see him play next year. But I thought it was a pretty average draft. We didn't have any massive Tim Tebow fuck ups, so I'm happy.
Yeah, you guys ended up getting Shane Ray there, Stoner Shane Ray, first round.
Hey man, Mile High Club. Gonna take it to that next level.
He'll fit right in.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. It's legal there. Woo.
Yeah. So getting it.
Nice. So the next thing I figured we might want to talk about is the NBA series. The fact that all of them are actually split. How surprising is that to everyone?
Well, it's not that I'm surprised, but the only thing I'm surprised is that there's been so many injuries. Chris Paul going down. You had Love going down. Mike Conley was down for a little bit.
Normal.
Well, Love got
John
taken
Wall
down.
just went down. John Wall
Fair.
just is out. So it's like, all these stars, all these key guys are out now. So I think you're going to see some really good series now. Cavaliers will be interesting tonight. I think they'll win. But the Clippers won without Chris Paul. So that's a good sign for them. But so we'll see. We'll see how the Wizards react losing John Wall. I think that's devastating.
Yeah, I think losing Wall hurts them more than anyone else. Just because he has learned how to be that point guard and also how to be that catalyst. And Beal's good at scoring, but he's also iffy on most nights because of his ankle. So it'll be interesting to see that one. That one's the one series that I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta just goes on a winning streak of like 3 or 4 games and just closes it out. The one series that I am a little bit surprised on, but we'll see. I kind of want to watch the third game is the Golden State and Memphis.
Yeah.
There is. I wonder. That'd be awesome if my prediction could happen.
Yeah, right.
So we'll have to see. But yeah, I was actually that's what I was talking about with Max. I was like, yep, LeBron remembered. Oh wait, that's right. I'm LeBron, the best guy in the game. All right, let's take over.
Yeah. Well, he wore his headband too.
Yeah, and
Is Captain Triple Double back?
Yeah, and then other than that, all I've really got is hockey. I don't know if you've kept up too much with the playoffs, Mike.
Yeah. Chicago just won.
Yeah. So there you go, Max.
Which I picked Chicago in the West, and Anaheim advanced too, didn't they?
No, they're just
again.
Anaheim's up 2-1. The Caps are up 3-1, and the Lightning are up 3-1.
Okay. That's surprising to see the Rangers not having it closer there with the Caps.
Yeah, so they actually had to win, I believe. Yeah, I think they had to win their last game, so that way the Caps didn't close them out.
No shit.
Yep. Yeah, the Rangers are struggling for some reason. A lot of people
coming back from down 3.
Yeah.
What?
He was talking about how it's unusual for teams to come back from 0-3. I think in hockey is the only sport that has actually happened recently. Basketball, it's never happened.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
But yeah, so it's definitely been an interesting.
More common in hockey, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it's more common in hockey, but it is like home ice means almost nothing in hockey. I mean, so it's interesting like the way hockey is so different than all the other sports. And yeah, so other than that, I mean, I thought it was interesting the fact that most of the not the favorites, but a lot of our predictions seem to be falling in line.
I know, right?
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. But we're nerds, so.
There you go.
So we predicted it. We know what we're talking.
I'm still coming off the Avengers came out last week, so I've only seen it like 7 times. So I haven't had a lot of time to watch keep up on all the sports. That's why it's a little short this week. But Thor's out there kicking ass. What the fuck do I care about the NHL finals?
So then no Pacquiao Mayweather then for you as well, sir.
Oh my goodness, the greatest disappointment ever. I'm so glad. I was supposed to go watch that fight, and I'm really glad I didn't.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I got invited like 4 different places to go see it, and I was just like, I don't want to go. So I just stayed at home and just didn't even bother.
Tell you what, if it was Ronda Rousey versus Mayweather or Ronda Rousey versus Pacquiao, I would have definitely watched that.
Oh my god. Oh, Max.
Come on, man.
If Ronda Rousey has to fight like some, has to fight like some woman cage fighter from like Thailand or something. You know what I mean? Like she's got to go like
Some
do some blood sport shit to like
crazy
just up her.
Kumite badass shit.
Yeah. Like
Nice.
instead of like it's basically just like blood sport, except for Jean-Claude Van Damme, it's Ronda Rousey.
I'd watch that movie.
I actually would be surprised if they make that. Honestly.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I agree with you, Max. It really was disappointing. And then what was even funnier is that the fact that Pacquiao was talking about an injury, and then Mayweather was getting all upset and disrespected, and now refuses to offer him a rematch. I was like, really? Who cares?
Well, I mean, he already beat him twice. Who cares? Like, I don't want to see another fight. Or Mayweather beat him 3 times. Like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, from what I heard from the people that were watching it, that it was actually a very boring fight.
Yeah, it wasn't even like it wasn't it wasn't close enough to like go to the card or anything like that. It wasn't a split decision, whatever. Um, so it doesn't even really warrant a legitimate rematch. Now, if it was like close or if a Pacquiao won, then yeah, they're definitely going to be a rematch. But there's no way. I mean, that you could fool people again into getting this fight.
Sure. No, I think the only reason Mayweather probably wanted it was just because he figured nothing else, because Pacquiao brings a lot of fans with him. He figured the money would be back.
Well, people were crying for this fight before the first one. They were crying for 6-7 years for the fight to happen, and they never would do it. And then now they're both getting to the end of their careers. Pacquiao's all beat up, and it's not the fight you wanted. Get Jet Li and Jackie Chan in the movie finally, but they're both old. They can't do all this bullshit. Yeah, and it kind of shows boxing, and I don't know if boxing can survive too much.
You're like echoing.
Am I super echo? That's because I am the voice of God.
Nice. But yeah, so yeah, I agree. We'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, I don't think boxing will be anything more than what it is right now, unless somebody big comes along to change the game. Because the problem is too often, like, I used to know a lot about boxing, but then they split up so much. There's so many different belts. I don't know anything anymore, and I don't care. I don't care to try and figure it out anymore. There's nothing interesting to really watch or keep up with. At least UFC, I know if I go watch UFC, I'm going to see good fighters. Even though there are other MMA organizations, I at least understand what UFC offers.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And I think boxing is just they don't know how to promote their stars. I was looking on the boxing section of the Bleacher Report right now, and every single story on there right now is all about Pacquiao Mayweather shit. Still, it's like nothing, no upcoming fights, nothing, and it's like and the people that really still follow boxing, like you either have to have HBO or Showtime to actually see a decent boxing match, and on top of that, like they only promote it like a week before it's about to happen, you might see a boxing match every now and then in like ESPN2, but it's like between like who cares, and they don't promote that. Like if ESPN had like Thursday night fights, and like if they wanted to make boxing big, they would, but they don't. And yeah, I mean, but at the same time, you see UFC just keeps growing and growing because they get so much exposure and they get so many people that market energy drinks, and they're in movies and all that shit. So, yeah, but the fat cats at the top will always be, will always like boxing, because they're the ones who usually win all the money, so.
I mean, this pay-per-view costs $100. $100. I really hope like everyone collectively gets together and just like, you know what? I'm willing to watch boxing on HBO and Showtime. I'm not willing to spend $100 on a BS fight. It's not even like back in the day when you spend, $80 on the pay-per-view and Tyson would knock the dude out in 13 seconds. At least you got to see somebody get knocked out.
Exactly.
And yeah, you don't get that anymore. You don't have any like super dynamic boxers anymore, and yeah, man, it's just taking a fall. And also with MMA, you really like there's so much more of a pool of fighters to pull from because boxing you're only seeing the best boxers. With MMA, you're seeing the best jiu-jitsu guys, the best wrestlers, the best all this other stuff, and they're coming together to fight. So it's you get more quality people.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, and it's not as popular. That's the other problem with boxing. I mean, it's the same issue that baseball is running into, is that it's just not as popular as it once was, so you don't get the best athletes.
Yep. But go Tigers and go Dodgers, right? That's who I picked.
Yeah.
My Indians sure ain't doing shit.
I mean, are you surprised, really?
I mean, I knew we were doomed once we got on the front page of Sports Illustrated, saying we were going to go win the World Series because our pitching. And our pitching is actually doing well. It's our offense and our relief pitching. Blows.
Yeah, I don't have. I think that's pretty much it for me for topics. Anyone else?
Max,
I'm good.
you're good on topics.
Yeah, man, I'm topicked out.
How about did you guys talk about Tom Brady and the possible punishment coming up?
We did, but what is the possible punishment? Have you heard anything?
Nah, I mean, I think it might be like 2 games at the most, like 2 games and like a fine.
Preseason? I wouldn't be surprised if 2 preseason games.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Did Belichick get caught up in this at all?
No, he's not implicated.
Of course not.
Just Brady and the equipment guys.
But like one day, like Belichick, was talking to Tom and warm-ups was like, I hear if you deflate the ball a little bit, you get a better grip and it's harder to, to rip out of your hands and all that stuff. And then from that day forward, Tom Brady liked his balls deflated, little less air.
I mean, I don't think there is a gentleman who doesn't like his balls a little bit deflated, if you catch my drift. But yeah, I guess he just can't be doing that on the field.
Well, the thing is, he had two boys deflating his balls.
Terrible.
It's true. It's in the report. This guy wrote a 200-something long-page report about it, and that was all it was about. 2 young boys deflating Tom Brady's balls for favors. Did you guys hear about this this video that played during the Cavaliers commercial break at the stadium?
Where the guy slams the chick on the ground?
Yes.
I saw
Really?
it.
Yeah.
It's
is
not that bad. Like,
it is hilarious.
What about?
It's not like, I mean, it's pretty dumb. I mean, whoever, obviously there's someone that's not checking, these things before they get aired, but it was still hilarious, though. Not that I don't condone domestic violence or anything like that, but I should have known better, but it was funny.
I don't think that video condones domestic violence. I feel like you saw exactly what's going on. He sees the jersey that she's wearing, and he's like, ugh, and then he like tosses her away. But it's not like they're like, holy crap, this is Ray Rice all over again. He's like, no, it's not that at all. Like he's not swinging multiple times and kicking her while she's down and stuff like that. Like I don't see why people are freaking out.
Because he does like a WWF style move and just throws her to the ground.
But it's like a commercial, and you see that she is wearing the jersey of his hated enemy.
Yeah, like the fact that it's a man doing it to a woman
makes it funny.
You gonna do it to your girlfriend? Just smack her over the head one night. She's like, "Hey, it's funny."
But I'm saying it's a commercial. It's not like it's not a reality TV show. This isn't the news or anything like that. This wasn't like a cheerleading something or other where whatever, man. Like it's a commercial. It's obviously meant as a joke. and it's not like a man beating a woman. You know, it's not that. And yeah, I don't know. I
But he
didn't.
definitely puts her in her place.
Yeah,
Because afterwards she's wearing a Cavs shirt.
obviously, you know, like you gotta get it going.
We're all in, honey.
No, but, again, don't hit people who don't deserve it. But that commercial was funny.
But yeah, Phil, you gotta watch it. It's hilarious.
Nice, I'll check it out.
But yeah, that was I thought it was a funny video.
Yeah,
Inappropriate, but funny.
you feel like people are getting overly sensitive.
Well, I just don't think that's. I mean, I think it's hilarious to show like like around your friends and stuff like that, but just like at a venue like that, just with everything that's been going on with pro sports and domestic violence, I think it's a little too soon.
Yeah.
Like maybe like they did it like 4 or 5 years from from like all these incidents and shit. Like maybe it would definitely fly then, but it's too soon.
I think it was a good commercial. I really thought it was funny. I mean, I feel like everyone, this just like the whole like media has just got a big old sandy vagina about everything.
I mean, you gotta think about that, Max. That's generally the way things go, right? We go extreme for like at least a year after something crazy happens, especially if it happens repeatedly, which is what really happened to that.
I get it. I see, it's not that I don't see what like where the other side's coming from, but I just feel like if you think about it for 10 seconds, it's not condoning domestic violence. It is a fun commercial, and it doesn't need to be this whole thing.
I agree. It's just timing.
Yeah. I mean, like, is this like the person who was on the edge of beating his wife? He's like, I might not beat her, I may beat her. He sees a commercial, then he's like, oh, like. Oh
no, we're not saying that he's gonna make that this commercial is gonna go out and make people want to beat their wives because they're rooting for a different team. It's just the whole fact that just domestic violence is a hot issue in pro sports, and then they. I
mean, the better way they should have taken it was the woman doing that to the man.
Yeah.
I guess, but I feel like it's the same deal. Like it would have got the same laugh from me. And I understand what you're saying. Like definitely, if she was doing it to him, but then also it doesn't work that way because the whole. Anyway, you got to watch the video. But yeah, it's
reverse sexism.
Man, we covered some hot issues today. Racism.
I was gonna say racism and sexism.
Sexism.
In one episode.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
2 young guys deflating his balls.
Does he always get like a pre-deflation?
for favors. The guy was. Go online. They have the text. They have the text messages going on between the 2 ball boys. And he's like I want a new pair of kicks, like 11 and a half. Like.
Is that like drugs? Is that slang for drugs?
No, kicks. They're shoes. You serious?
No.
You don't know.
Oh man, yeah. For shoes, yeah, shoes are good.
And they keep saying like every other one's like fuck Tom. I got his fucking balls right here. Like all this bullshit. It's funny. You guys gotta check that out too.
Nice.
But did you guys see Shaq fall down during like the halftime show on TNT? No. Okay. You guys ever watch the halftime show on TNT when like Shaq and Barkley and all them are talking?
I've seen it.
Okay, like sometimes like I forget his name. He's the bald guy. He's well, they're all bald, I guess. But Kenny, he's the other ex-basketball player there. I forget his last name, but
Kenny Smith.
Yeah, he like runs to the back of the studio or whatever on the green screen, and he's showing like this is what they did on this play, and he's like doing all that. Shaq goes to do that, and he turns around to like jump off the stage, and his foot gets like all tangled up in a in a court, and he just wipes out. Oh, it's hilarious. You guys got to check that out too. It's
Did it take like 10 minutes for him to actually fall down?
oh, dude! Like once he went in motion, I mean, gravity takes over from there.
That's awesome. I'll have to check that out.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's also fun. I mean, I've never really watched that halftime show before, but I watched it past couple nights, and Barkley is just hilarious. Always putting Shaq on the spot. Like every time like Shaq like says something, like Barkley will question about it. Like Shaq's like, well, I think they need to do better with their matchups, and then they'll do better. And then Charles Barkley's like, now Shaq, specifically what kind of matchups you talking about? And because this whole game they've been switching on and off, all the different players, and he's like, well, I just think that if they just put different people on people, it could really change the game for them. And he just go back away. It's hilarious.
Play Shaq Fu, watch Shazam, and steal the movie. I'm Shaq.
I was in Kazam and Steel. But yeah, check out that video. It's pretty good. I don't know. That's the quarterback for Notre Dame's transferring.
No.
Rick Golson. Yeah, he was the starter when they went to the national title. Then he got suspended for a season, and now he's back. And then he kind of had a shitty season, but he's transferring out. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. Academically, I don't think he can go to the SEC, which is ironic. But he might go to Texas, they're saying, or Michigan. So we'll see. Be interesting.
Aren't you not allowed to play if you switch?
Well, I think there's some kind of rule. I think he's a fifth. I think he'll be like already graduated or something like that. So he might be able to just go wherever the hell he wants to, because it'll be like a fifth year type deal. Yeah, like he's got his degree, but he still has eligibility, something like that. I don't know. I could be totally making that part up, but
you're correct. That's what who's the quarterback for Seattle right now?
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's what Russell Wilson did. He graduated from NC State and then he went to Wisconsin.
That is true. And Braxton Miller might be doing that, but I don't think he will.
He's still got to sell some of those protein bars or whatever he had going.
There's going to be too much pressure on him if he goes anywhere else, and he's just coming off that big-time injury, so I don't know. He might just play it safe. Oh, well, what about, speaking of Ohio State quarterbacks, which Ohio State won the national title, by the way, if you guys didn't know.
Yeah, that did happen yesterday.
Yeah, it happened yesterday. So Cardale Jones was at Game 2 in Cleveland against the Bulls, and him and a bunch of other Buckeyes were about to take the court at halftime to be honored, and then Joe Kim Noah goes by him and says, "You don't play in the SEC, fool," or something like that. Like, talk shit about him that he didn't play in the SEC, which, newsflash, Ohio State killed Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, the mighty SEC.
Yeah. It was pretty ugly, too.
Yes. So Cardale Jones then went to Twitter and said, told basically Joe Kim Noah to shut up or I'm going to put my hands on you, is what he said. And so it'll be interesting to see when the series gets back to Cleveland, Cardale Jones sitting there in the front row, just dogging them the whole night. That'd be great.
Cardale Jones sitting there with a Braun mean mugging.
Yeah. Like beats his ass and then cuts his hair.
Dude, I mean, did somebody just mention to Joe Kim Noah that he's a little rat-faced little motherfucker?
Phil, are you a Joe Kim Noah fan?
He's all right as a player. I mean, he's a bit extreme, as is noticed by that, and that's because of the way he was raised. I mean, he's basically half French, half American.
Whatever. I think he's all Florida Gator, and that explains everything.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Nice.
He's a big, hairy, smelly dick, is what he is.
Yeah, I've definitely never understood his his lack of choice in hairstyle.
Well, yeah, and it's like he like tries to be like a shit talker, but he's like so bad at it, like So I don't know. He's
You didn't play in the SEC? No, we just beat the #1 team in the SEC. That's all we did.
yeah.
It was my
Rock the world, baby.
Yeah, that's funny that he would even bother to mention that, which is kind of, to me, that's very like silly, but whatever.
Yeah, not only that, you're talking shit to a college kid
Exactly.
during a playoff game that you should be focused on.
No, man, they had it wrapped up.
And he played like shit, by the way. So
That's probably why he said something. Yeah, no, I was actually surprised. I didn't think he was going to do that good when he went pro. The only guy I thought would do good when he went pro was Horford.
yeah, Horford. All right, well, yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for sports nerds. Oh yeah, well, Mike, happy 10th episode. I just want to say we made it to double digits, and I'm actually correct about which episode we're on today.
It's not the Ocho?
It's not the Ocho. It wasn't the Ocho when I said it was the Ocho.
It wasn't the Ocho?
No, dude, we were on the Nueve.
Oh, dude.
But it's not my fault. It's not my fault because I checked our
Did one of our
I checked our iTunes to see which episode we were on, and somebody hadn't uploaded episode 8.
YouTube's a better place to check, sir.
Who figured that out? Was it one of our countless fans that emailed us and told us that the correction that it wasn't the Ocho?
Absolutely, it was one of our countless fans that did that. It was actually a guy named Barry.
Barry's a really big fan of the show. Thank you, Barry.
Yes. Here's Barry.
We're still
This
on
was-
our, so Barry can hear us.
All right, and on that one, we will call it an evening. Thank you for listening, watching, paying attention at all, and we'll catch you guys next time. Sports nerds, have a good one. Oh, wait, Mike. Do you have the intro? Can we play the intro as an outro?
You could play it, yeah. Or do you want me to play it? You got it?
Yeah, can you try to play it?
Yeah, I'll try and play it.
See if it works.
Let me know if you can hear it. You hear that?
No.
Barely?
No.
No.
We got to figure something out. I like this. Okay, well, we're going to have an intro. We got this worked out. Mike worked really hard on this. It's awesome. So we'll have the intro for next week or something. We'll figure it out somehow. And we'll catch you guys later. And I was over the wrong thing. So here we go again, me getting all the way down to the stop rock.